All right, we have a couple of minutes, so I want to talk about one last story today because this was a really interesting article.
Okay.
Kind of hits me right where I live because it's something that's a kind of passion of mine, which is planning and execution. It's a passion of mine, but I don't do it very well, but that's okay. You know, I'm aspirational.
We don't plan or execute.
That's right.
We just run around flailing our arms.
It's actually a key function of top managers at quality-centric organizations, like publishers and editors-in-chiefs.
Right.
But so yeah, we know all about it. Strategic planning, answering the next magic question by consultant, lecturer, and author Andy Slifer, I think that's how you pronounce his name, considers how a rigorous application of the fundamental principles of strategy can yield positive outcomes for organizations. And Slifer's piece appeared on the Quality Digest site on Monday, a few days ago. So now, there's three of these fundamental principles that Slifer references in his piece. And the first one revolves around choice. In other words, effective organizations can't do anything and everything. They need to kind of focus their efforts on what they do really, really well. And that's a strategic choice to do that. And it shows really a high order and a high degree of discipline too. The example he uses there is Steve Jobs and Apple. Too many products that Jobs had when he returned to the company in 1997. There was a lot of them out there. So what he did is he axed 70% of them right off the bat.
Right.
1997, he axed 70% of them, and he laid off 3,000 employees. Now, as a result of this, there was a greater focus on fewer and more innovative products, excuse me, which eventually yielded the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. So good outcome there. Second principle he talks about is strategy. Strategy slips in neatly between goals and plans. In other words, you can start with a goal, and the biggest of big pictures is your goal, and then you consider the strategic approach as a way to really begin organizing the questions about how you're going to orchestrate the various efforts it's going to take to reach that goal. I mean, plans then evolve to help you execute the strategy. The example there is World War II. I mean, the goal was to defeat the Axis. America's goal was that. The strategy was to take on the most dangerous foe, which was Germany, first. And the plans were to really go through Africa and Italy, then have D-Day. The Russians came from the east, so all that executed from there. The third thing he's talking about is an emphasis that strategy is what happens when strength meets opportunity. I mean, strength of that opportunity is going to yield frustration, and opportunity without strength leads to ineffectiveness. The example he uses is Procter & Gamble. Their strength was an ability to produce and market and sell really great products. The opportunity came when research and development and brand acquisitions led them to roll out a host of dominant brands and new categories. And the result is what we have now, which is a packaged goods behemoth. Strategy ultimately is all really about focus and effort. I mean, with that and a commitment to these fundamental principles that Slifer talks about, organizations really give themselves the best possible chance to succeed in the short term and in the long term.
Right.
Again, strategy is really important. I mean, we talk about it a lot here. We do new products, we roll stuff out, and you really want to do that in such a way that it aligns with what your mission is, your vision is, and that you can execute in the right way too. And I like the idea of the strategy tying in with the goals and the plans come out of that. That to me makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So many times you kind of start with the plans, which is like, very much the lowest thing you want to do. So you want to
kind of do it backwards sometimes. Yeah.
Many people do, and I think we do too. I mean, but you want to really start with the idea: what is the goal? What's the end goal? What's the strategy to get there? And then what are the plans that help you get there? That's really important stuff.
Right. Well, that is